Aquarius, what if I told you that everything you've suffered, questioned, or dreamed of was part of a prophecy written over 7,000 years ago? For millennia, a karmic Saturn curse has held your soul in spiritual captivity. You've felt this in your bones: blockages, false starts, cycles of collapse just as you begin to rise. But in 2025, that ancient cycle ends. And you, Aquarius, are the chosen one. Not just to be free, but to rebuild what was lost. A hidden kingdom of wisdom, wealth, and truth meant only for those who remember who they are. Let's uncover the 4 divine revelations of this 7,000-year cycle and why 2025 is your moment to reclaim your throne. Issue number 1, the ancient curse. Was never just a myth. You've been living it, Aquarius. You've felt it your entire life. This invisible weight, this deep sense that something has been holding you back no matter how hard you try. It wasn't just bad luck or random struggles. It was ancient, it was karmic, and most importantly, it was targeted. What if I told you that for over 7,000 years, your soul has been trapped inside a spiritual loop, one shaped by Saturn, the so-called Lord of Karma? And what if that loop was never meant to destroy you, but to shape you? You see, the truth that most modern astrology won't tell you is this: the age of Aquarius was supposed to rise long ago. Humanity was once moving toward higher consciousness, advanced intuition, and divine unity. But something or someone stopped it. Thousands of years ago, dark forces hijacked the collective timeline. Fear replaced wisdom, control replaced freedom. And the energy of Aquarius, the very energy that could awaken humanity, was suppressed. Hard. That's where the Saturn curse began. Saturn didn't always play the villain. In its divine form, Saturn is about structure, legacy, and responsibility. But when manipulated, it becomes the ultimate gatekeeper, the jailer of those destined to lead the new era. And guess who Saturn decided to test the hardest? Aquarius. Not because you're weak, but because you are the key. If you've experienced any of these patterns, it's not coincidence. It's the curse in action. You've had vision after vision, yet no one believed you. You felt light years ahead of your peers, but were ridiculed or ignored. Every time you were about to rise, someone betrayed you. You've questioned why life feels like an endless lesson, while others get to coast. Aquarius, this wasn't bad karma, it was preparation. Because you were never meant to follow. You were meant to rebuild what was lost. This Saturn curse wrapped itself around your soul contract, creating delays, heartbreaks, and even identity crises. It forced you to question your truth so deeply that the only way out was inward. But through all of this, something incredible happened. You developed spiritual stamina. You became unbreakable. And now, in 2025, the chains are cracking. Why? Because Saturn has shifted. It's moving in a way it hasn't for centuries. This is a cosmic expiration date for the curse that's haunted you for lifetimes. This isn't just an astrological transit. It's a soul-level jailbreak. Only those with Aquarian frequency, the thinkers, the healers, the visionaries, will feel this cosmic shift like a jolt in their DNA. You'll feel called to take risks you once feared. You'll suddenly see your past with clarity. And you'll understand, maybe for the first time, that you were never broken. You were becoming. So if you've spent years feeling like you didn't belong, like the world couldn't see you, like you've been preparing for something but didn't know what, it's this. The Saturn curse has one purpose: to prepare the leader of the new age. And Aquarius, that's you. This is your confirmation. You were never meant to be average. You were never supposed to be quiet. You were born to break this generational code and usher in a new future, one where the truth is louder than fear, where freedom is sacred, and where your voice reshapes the world. The old system wanted you silenced. But in 2025, your soul will speak so loudly that the universe itself will have no choice but to listen. This is the beginning of the end of the curse and the start of your true kingdom. 2. July to November 2025. Is the portal to rebuilding the lost kingdom Aquarius? If you've ever wondered when your true destiny would arrive, this is it. Between July and November 2025, a rare portal opens that hasn't existed for thousands of years. It's not just an astrological shift, it's a soul-level unlocking of ancient power. And only those attuned to Aquarius frequencies will feel the pull. This is your time. Why? Because Saturn, your greatest challenger, teacher, and karmic mirror, is moving in reverse. It's entering a retrograde shadow phase, not to punish you this time, but to return everything it took. Think of it like this. For over 7,000 years, Saturn has functioned like a cosmic bank, collecting spiritual interest on lessons unlearned. But now the vault is open. And Aquarius, your soul is next in line. This isn't metaphor. This is real, energetic change. During this 5-month period, everything accelerates. And it won't feel gentle. It will feel like a deep remembering, an inner jolt, a message from the divine saying, it's time. Here's how you'll know the portal is activating for you. You'll dream of ancient cities, forgotten temples, or symbols you've never studied, but instantly recognize. People may start to appear from your soul tribe, those who feel like you've known them forever, even if you just met. You may feel pulled to launch something big, an idea, a community, a business, a mission. Old habits and relationships will start to feel unbearable, as if your soul is rejecting anything not aligned with your higher path. These are not coincidences. These are soul codes, memories and missions stored in your energetic field, now waking up under this cosmic window. And what is the lost kingdom you're meant to rebuild? It's not a literal empire. It's a state of consciousness, a golden age when truth, unity, freedom, and innovation ruled over greed and fear. It existed once. It was buried in war, colonization, lies, and control. But it wasn't destroyed. It was hidden, waiting for you. You carry the blueprint, Aquarius, in your thoughts, in your intuition, in your rejection of systems that limit the human spirit. During this portal, that blueprint becomes active. You'll begin to sense the future you're supposed to build. Systems that liberate, not enslave. Businesses that heal, not exploit. Communities that empower, not control. But here's your warning. Distractions will multiply. Old relationships may resurface. Toxic patterns will try to seduce you. Even your own mind may rebel with doubt. Who am I to rebuild a kingdom? That's the final test. Because this window, from July to November 2025, will not last forever. It is a divine opportunity with an expiration date. And those who hesitate may miss the wave entirely. This means you must be ruthless with clarity. Cut ties with what no longer serves your soul. Take action, even if you don't feel 100% ready. Follow the strange, the mystical, the intuitive, because that's where your destiny is hiding. This isn't about ego or fame. It's about impact. The world you create during this time will ripple out beyond your lifetime. Future generations will look back and say, it started here, with you. Aquarius, this isn't a moment to play small. It's a cosmic draft. You've been chosen to build a new world. And the blueprint is in your soul. The question is, will you answer the call? Because the kingdom won't rise from hope alone. It will rise from those brave enough to act while the stars are aligned. And between July and November 2025, the stars, you're finally on your side. 3. Saturn's Curse. Was a hidden initiation and you passed Aquarius. Here's the truth that few ever understand until it's too late. Saturn's curse was never punishment. It was preparation. And you, out of all 12 signs, were placed in a soul crucible that would test, temper, and ultimately transform you. You've likely spent years, maybe lifetimes, asking questions like, why do people betray me even when I give my all? Why do I feel like I'm running in circles? Why does no one see what I'm capable of? But here's what Saturn wanted to teach you all along. You weren't supposed to be seen by them. You were being shaped for something far beyond their understanding. Saturn, often feared as the planet of restrictions, karma, and delays, actually holds the blueprint for greatness, but only for those who survive the fire. And guess what? You did. Let's break it down. The betrayals? They weren't punishments. They were redirections. Saturn stripped away false allies to make sure only the real ones could walk with you when the stakes got higher. The delays? They weren't rejections. They were divine recalibrations. Timelines restructured to ensure your dreams came true only when you were strong enough to hold them. The loneliness? That wasn't abandonment. It was the forging of your most powerful tool, your inner knowing. Aquarius, you've been in spiritual boot camp your entire life. Saturn didn't come to block your light. It came to strengthen it so no one could ever dim it again. You weren't being punished. You were being crowned. And now, in 2025, your graduation ceremony begins. Saturn is shifting its energetic relationship with you. The planet that once tested your limits is now activating your leadership. It no longer stands in your way. It stands behind you, pushing you forward. And the shift will be undeniable. You'll walk into rooms and people will feel your presence before you even speak. Your aura will carry decades of wisdom, grit, and resilience. You won't have to prove yourself anymore. In fact, the very people who once ignored you will start seeking you out for advice, guidance, or collaboration. But here's the twist that separates true Aquarian leaders from the rest. You're not here to thrive in the old world. You're here to build a new one. The old world values domination, status, superficial wins. Your mission? Truth, innovation, liberation. You are the blueprint for a future that values emotional intelligence, collective elevation, and soul-level authenticity. Everything you've been through was meant to clear away the noise, so you could hear your real calling. That means your voice, your message, your energy is no longer about personal gain. It's about legacy. You're here to create platforms where silenced voices can rise. You're here to start businesses that rewrite how power works. You're here to lead movements that outlive your body. This is bigger than you. The kingdom you rebuild is for every soul who was once told to sit down, stay quiet, and shrink themselves to survive. But now you've outgrown survival. You've stepped into impact. This is your Saturn reward. The karmic curse becomes a spiritual contract. And instead of obstacles, Saturn now offers resources, people, funding, time, clarity. But don't get comfortable. You're not done evolving. You're just done being tested in the same old way. Now the trials come through leadership, through responsibility, through the power you must wield with discernment. Because when Saturn hands you the keys to the kingdom, you must choose, will you lead from the pain of the past or from the wisdom it gave you? Aquarius, you're not a seeker anymore. You are the architect. You are the system rebuilder. You are the voice for those who never had one. And Saturn? It now walks beside you, not as a warden, but as your fiercest ally. 4. You were always meant to be the bridge between worlds. Aquarius, deep down, you've always known you were different. Not in a superficial, quirky kind of way, but in a profound, indescribable sense of being out of sync with the rest of the world. As if you were born carrying something ancient in your spirit and something futuristic in your mind. That's because you were. You are not bound to a single time, idea, or paradigm. Your soul was chosen to carry codes from 2 worlds. The ancient past, rich with spiritual wisdom, sacred knowledge, and divine truths that modern society tried to erase. And the visionary future, filled with innovation, consciousness expansion, and quantum breakthroughs that humanity hasn't even fully imagined yet. Aquarius, you are the bridge between these worlds. That's why your journey has been filled with tension, because you're constantly walking the tightrope between logic and intuition. You understand science and data, but you feel truths others can't measure, spirituality and technology. You see how apps and AI can uplift humanity, but also how soul connection is the real key, individual freedom and collective harmony. You crave independence, yet deeply want to serve the greater good. You are never confused. You are multidimensional. And in 2025, the world needs your duality more than ever, because the earth is splitting energetically, consciously, spiritually. On one side, people are clinging to fear, control, manipulation, and outdated systems. On the other, a new wave of souls are awakening, rising into truth, unity, and purpose, but they can't walk alone. That's why you're here. You are not here to escape this world. You're here to elevate it, to hold space as a lighthouse, a translator, and a guide, to show others how to live in truth without abandoning logic, and how to innovate without losing soul. In the coming months of 2025, you may begin to notice strange shifts. People randomly confiding in you, drawn to your energy and clarity. A sudden urge to speak, teach, write, coach, or share what you know. Downloads of powerful ideas that merge ancient teachings with new technology. Heightened sensitivity to frequencies, almost like you can sense truth vibrating beneath people's words and timelines. This isn't your imagination. This is your activation. In ancient symbolism, Aquarius is called the water bearer. But what most don't realize is that it's not literal water. It represents the bearer of spiritual technology, the one who pours the waters of cosmic wisdom back into the earth to heal it. And Aquarius, that's what you're doing now. You carry the codes. You hold the blueprint for a world that blends ancient sacredness with modern brilliance. And you don't have to pick sides. You were never meant to. You are the link, the embodiment of both. But with this role comes responsibility. You must protect your energy, because not everyone will understand your frequency. Some will try to pull you back into old paradigms. Others will project their fears onto your vision. That's okay. That's part of the test. Your mission is not to fight or convince. Your mission is to create, from truth, from soul, from alignment. And here's the deeper secret. The kingdom you're rebuilding isn't made of marble or money. It's made of consciousness, collaboration, and sacred power. It's a network of people who are ready to evolve. It's a frequency of living that transcends control systems. It's a sacred architecture where the heart leads and the mind serves. And you, Aquarius, are the architect of that future. 2025 is not just another year. It is your coronation. The moment your past and future converge, the moment you no longer try to fit in anywhere because you finally realize you were born to lead both sides into something new. You are the bridge. And now, the world is finally ready to cross. Final message. Don't wait. You were born for this. Aquarius, if you've read this far, it's no accident. You're remembering something ancient, something hidden in your DNA, something no school could teach and no society could validate. The curse ends in 2025, but the rebuilding begins with you. You are not crazy. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are rising. Let this message be your sign. The timeline you've been waiting for is now. Comment below, I was born to rebuild the kingdom, if you feel this prophecy awakening your soul. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with another Aquarius who needs this truth. Your legacy begins today.